Okie dokie. This is Anything But, the politics-free podcast, where you can come for a short time each week to get away from the madness of the world, while we carry on as though nothing important or noteworthy is happening. And we have a little bit of conversation, a little bit of nonsense. We play a game. We swear, sometimes a lot. So you've been warned. Welcome to our bubble.
I'm Ryan.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to our bubble.
Welcome to our bubble.
So, Ryan, I have a burning question for you.
Yes.
It's not the question I put on the outline I sent you.
Oh, so surprises now. Okay.
Yes. What do you prefer when you go to rate movies, or if you rate movies? The 5-star system or the thumbs up, thumbs down system?
5-star system.
Me too. Me too. Tell me why.
Because a thumbs up, thumbs down, and there's no in between. So they can't, you're talking about their algorithms to decide what to recommend to you. So if you're only doing thumbs up, thumbs down, they only have 2 options to go off of. Whereas if I can rate a movie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, then they know what I really like.
I so agree with you, and I'm so glad you said that, because I was ready to knock down, drag out over the 5-star system, but I do too, because sometimes, for me, sometimes I like a movie, sometimes I don't like a movie, but sometimes I can honestly say I neither like nor dislike a movie.
Right.
And I don't have that 3 stars anymore. Netflix, that's what I'm talking about this for.
You guys
because
got called
I actually managed this weekend to watch 2 movies on Netflix. It's been an age since I actually watched one entire movie, let alone 2. And I was kind of about both of them.
Mm-hmm.
If I had 5 stars, they would have both gotten 3 stars.
Right.
But I didn't have that option, so I just don't rate it. I don't hit like or dislike on those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I very rarely do the like-dislike thing on there because I forget it's even there, and somehow they still are able to recommend me these. But if I really like a movie, I will rate it with a thumbs up because I'll all of a sudden remember oh man, I really like this movie. And then if I really dislike a movie, I will rate it at the thumbs down. Yes,
same here. I think it takes quite a bit for me to just straight up not like a movie.
Yeah.
Because I like movies.
I'm very easily pleased. I usually enjoy ditto. A lot of the movies that people are like, oh my god, this movie was awful. And
same.
I'm like, it was actually not too bad. All the remakes.
Shamefully.
All the remakes they've been doing from the 90s that everybody's all butthurt that they're remaking. I tend to like all of them. I like the Ghostbusters movie. Wasn't too shabby.
I also liked the Ghostbusters movie. I was surprised people hated it so much. I really thought it was funny. I laughed a lot. I don't know what everyone's big deal was about that movie.
And I don't know who that actress is, the blonde one with the really short hair, but I've seen her in a couple of other things, and she's actually really funny.
I believe that is Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live.
Makes sense.
Yes, she is quite funny. I agree. There was a remake. They've been remaking all the old Disney animated musical classics like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, and I haven't watched any of them because I watched Cinderella. I watched Cinderella, and I thought it was the most boring movie I'd seen in a very long time.
I'm trying to remember if I watched that one.
Well, it's not worth it.
Trying to think, did I watch that one? I don't know. I just remember Aladdin. And The Lion King. I remember those 2 off the top of my head. And I really want to watch Mulan because I hear that it's not a musical, and that's right up my alley because I do not like musicals for the most part.
Me.
And I did give Aladdin a chance and The Lion King a chance. And if they weren't musicals, they would be totally better, but I still enjoyed them.
They're both musicals.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I might watch them then, because I'm the opposite of you, and I like a musical. All you have to do is say musical, and I'm usually there.
So I don't remember about The Lion King, but on Aladdin, they actually added 2 or 3, maybe 4 new songs.
Oh.
But they had a lot of the the old songs in there as well.
Oh, great. Because that was my big thing with Cinderella. It was not a musical. They didn't have any of those cool musical numbers I loved from the original.
Snow White? It was like Snow White and the Huntsman and
no.
The first one? Oh, okay.
I actually liked that movie.
Cinderella. Are you talking about Maleficent?
No, I'm talking about literally Cinderella was the name of the movie. It had Richard Madden from Game of Thrones in it. Cinderella. They redid Cinderella and they called it Cinderella.
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to IMDb it.
Good. While you're doing that, I will tell you, or ask you rather, have you seen The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Negative.
Okay, fine. We won't talk about it.
Oh, no, I do remember seeing this.
Cinderella.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And
probably because it wasn't a musical.
Yeah, I was going to say the fact that it wasn't a musical would... Oh, yeah, because it's got Helena Carter in it as well.
Oh, that's right. Yes, she played the fairy godmother.
Yeah, okay. I remember now.
Okay, so you liked it. My reason for not liking it is your reason for liking it.
Right.
I didn't like it because it wasn't a musical. Don't do that to me, Disney. All right, I think they maybe learned, and that's why they made Lion King and Aladdin musicals. I'm going to watch Aladdin now because that has Will Smith, and I love Will Smith.
Yes, he did a fantastic job as the genie.
Okay, I will put that one on my list. Ooh, I think we actually have Disney Plus. I could actually do this tonight if I want to. Don't want to, but maybe tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
So, that said, I will say one other thing about The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which was one of the movies I watched. It is a paranormal horror movie.
Ooh.
Not usually my thing, if I'm being honest. And it was borderline, almost a little too gory for my taste. I did that thing where I just tilted the screen back at some of the gorier parts.
Okay.
So I couldn't quite see the details. So that worked out well for me. But it was a movie that was non-stop, like rising music suspense. Every second. I mean, they just never took a break from it, practically. And that became too much for me. And actually about halfway through, I stopped it and I said, I'm going to come back to this and finish it tomorrow. Because I need movies that give me breaks from that. Otherwise, my senses become overwhelmed and my delicate soul becomes injured.
Aw.
I know. It's terrible. All right. Well, now that we've finished the movie review section, I'm going to tap onto my keyboard.
Ooh, Heather.
Yes.
I know that we didn't discuss a pet peeves section.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead.
In this, but I have a pet peeve.
Please tell me.
You know, like, okay, Netflix is a great example of this. Segueing back into Netflix and coming into the pet peeve here.
Excellent.
But when you search on Netflix, their letters are in alphabetical order. And I hate it. That it's not in the QWERTY, whatever you call it, the QWERTY format, like a keyboard.
What are you talking about, dude?
So if you're on Netflix and you search, and the alphabet pops up, have you ever gone to the search section on Netflix to search for something?
Yes, on my phone. I use my phone.
Oh, well, on the TV, it's an alphabetical order.
Gotcha.
So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, blah, blah, blah. The keys, right? The keyboard is in alphabetical order. And I hate it when programs like that do their keyboard in alphabetical order and not the QWERTY format, because I'm so trained to use a keyboard that's what I look for the order of letters to be in. Like, with a keyboard like that and a remote, and I'm using my thumb to scroll through the letters, I'm like, I can do it really fast and type out what I want. But when it's in alphabetical order, which sounds completely absurd because I'm, 37 years old and I know my alphabet like the back of my hand, when it comes to locating the letters in alphabetical order, I just cannot do it as fast as I can if it's not in the QWERTY format.
Ditto. Absolutely agree with you on that. That's a horrible feature. You got to get yourself a Samsung TV, because my Samsung TV has this really great feature on its QWERTY keyboard, which when you hit a letter, it surrounds that key with the 4 most likely letters you want to hit next. So you can just click once to get that letter. It usually produces the letter I'm actually looking for next. So I don't have to go all the way to the other side of the keyboard with my one-click button remote to get there.
Well, it's funny because a lot of these keyboards, like on phones, have the predictive text above it. So it's like if I type in it pops up like the 3 things that it think that you might say next. And so you could sit there and click your next words in your sentence.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if it could predict it well enough, and you could type out a whole sentence faster than you could actually typing the whole thing out. But that actually slows me down because I have to sit there and look at it and be like, okay, that one, and then I look at the next one. The entire time I could have been just typing out my text, you know?
I know. I have tried also to get used to that feature, and I do sometimes use it, but you're right, it slows me down a little bit. Yeah. Also, I find a lot of the times it doesn't pick the right word for me next, so I'm like, okay, well.
And so one thing I found with Samsung is it's actually really good at remembering patterns in the way that you speak, whereas Apple, which I now have an Apple phone, I absolutely, I love the phone, but I absolutely hate the keyboard.
Oh, well, that said, I will say this about Android. The voice to text, if you want to use it in a professional capacity, is pretty inconsistent.
Yeah.
In terms of, mainly with its capitalization, it randomly capitalizes words that have no business being capitalized, and then doesn't capitalize words that should be capitalized, including the first word of a sentence at random. It's like, this sentence does not need a capital letter at the beginning of it. Thank you. Love, Android. And I'm like, why not? There's a period there. You should have a capital. I don't understand. I think that's like when programmers don't know grammar. I feel like that's what's happening there.
Or it'll capitalize the word after an abbreviation because you used a period.
Oh, yeah, that sucks too.
I hate that. Anyhoodle. Moving on.
On to the conversation starter. Have you heard of the Hollow Earth theory?
Ridiculous.
Well, that depends on which Hollow Earth theory you're talking about. There's the big, huge, there's a whole underground civilization living in the earth.
Ridiculous.
I want there to be a whole underground civilization living in the earth. I really, really do. I've never met one. I feel like if I do, or like if they are there, I want to meet you, but you're coming to my house, because I am not going to go spelunking into the bowels of the earth. Mm-hmm. There are people who enjoy that, not me.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I never want to go into a cave for any reason.
You would think that, with all the spelunkers in the world, that they may have come across this underground civilization at some point or another.
That's true. So I'm going to meet you halfway. Because if there is an underground civilization, I hope it's like they're just not aware of our existence, such as we are not aware of their existence if they exist. But here's a Hollow Earth theory that's a little more sensible sounding to my mind that kind of interests me, and I think it could actually be true. Because when you think about it, I don't know how far we've actually explored down through the layers of the Earth, right? To know exactly what's there. I know there's the theory, but unless somebody's actually dug a hole that deep, I'm open to any kind of possibility. And here's one I was reading about. That there is a hollow layer in the earth that is like basically a continuation of oceanic life. Like it's an ocean, it's got a lot of like microbial life in it. Possibly yes, that's where he lives.
And that's how it appears in Loch Ness area. And then
hey, look,
the Great Lakes.
Listen.
And then he swims back down into his little tunnel through this layer and then pops up.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Ridiculous.
No, I think there could be a hollow layer of the earth that contains microbial life or oceanic life. I don't think that's super far-fetched.
As far as
I'm not saying sea monsters.
Goes?
I'm saying like typical oceanic life.
So, okay, here's the thing, is if there was a layer of water, so you're talking about we have like our crust, and then our second crust, and then a layer of water, and then it goes back to being a solid, and then having like the liquid hot magma core, right?
Okay, first of all, I don't know that there's a liquid magma core of the Earth. That's one of those things that science has theorized.
Right.
And then expects us to just believe as fact, even though it's never been proven.
So,
unless I'm missing something, that has technically never actually been proven.
If there was no liquid hot magma core, if you will.
Yes.
Don't you think that the heat of the sun wouldn't be enough to keep the planet warm?
I think the heat of the sun is what keeps the planet warm.
But the other side of the Earth could not possibly stay warm without the heat of the sun.
The Earth does this thing called rotate.
Uh-huh.
So each half of the Earth for half of every day gets numerous hours of sunlight.
But then what about in the middle of winter, where you get less sunlight? For example, right now, we're only getting 9 hours of sunlight.
What is your point exactly? It's colder.
And it is frigid most of the day.
Because there's less sunlight. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're getting at here.
Well, what I'm saying, look, is like you can't have an Earth without the liquid hot magma center that is not heating the whole Earth. I mean, it's...
What? No, listen. If the liquid hot magma center of the Earth, we are not scientists, was what was causing the Earth to stay warm, I don't think we'd ever have any snow or anything.
I think it contributes to keeping it warm. I believe that. That's my liquid hot magma center of the Earth theory, if you will.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing your theory with me. And this does deserve much more research, which I will not be doing.
Neither will I.
And that's our inexpert opinion. That's what we're here for, folks.
Maybe one day we'll have an astrophysicist come be a guest on our show and explain it to us.
I think we should try that. So far, we have 0 subscribers.
Sweet!
So it's possible somewhere down the line that could happen. All right, are you ready for our game?
I'm ready.
Good, we're going to play Taboo. Taboo is a card game. It's one of my favorites. You have a card. At the top of the card is a word. Underneath that word are 5 words that you may not use to describe the top word. For example, on this card is the word wine. On the card underneath the word wine are the words red, white, cocktail, glass, and cheese, which you may not use to describe the word at the top of the card.
You can still use grapes and ferment?
Why, yes, you could.
Wow.
They did not think that through. All right, we're going to play this game. You can play along if you're listening at home. Try to guess the word before Ryan. If you win, you get nothing. Here we go. All right, Ryan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Start of timer. Should I use a timer? Let's use the timer.
Sure, use the timer.
So there's these things called tracks that these vehicles travel on.
Trains?
They used to be, yes. And
locomotive. Steam engine.
Yes. But on that, there's different cars. Yeah. It's one of the cars. The
caboose.
Yes. It is a food. It is from an animal.
Veal.
No, it can be...
Milk.
It's mushed up and
cheese.
Stuck into a container.
Butter.
That you could
cottage
have with
cheese.
Sauerkraut.
Mushed.
Okay, it's not a dairy product.
Can I have?
But it's an animal product.
Can I have it with sauerkraut?
It's mushed up.
Hot dog?
Or cabbage. Perhaps cabbage. Cabbage is a better thing to have with this. And it's
corned
maybe
beef.
An Irish. Yes, but it's the kind that's in that metal container that you buy at the store.
Spam?
Right, pass.
What was it?
Corned beef hash, man. Corned beef hash.
Corned beef hash. Oh, dang it. You should have said there was potatoes in it.
Is there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, corned beef hash has potatoes in it. Hence the word a hash.
At any rate, the timer ran out, and we got one.
And it tastes nothing like corned beef.
No, it's not as good.
Not the stuff in the can.
Not nearly as good. I love corned beef.
Let's do another round. Come on. So it's as many as you can in 1 minute?
As many as we can in 1 minute. I'm going to stick with the color red ones, which seem to be the simpler ones. Wow, I spoke too soon. All right. Purple. Final offer. All right. Flipping the timer. Ready?
Okay.
So sometimes when your physical self is feeling very tight and stressed, you might want to go get one of these to loosen up a little. Good. When you close your eyes and have REM going on and you're seeing
dreaming.
Things, yes. So when I say something and it goes up at the end, What
Question.
might I... Yes, but what might I write?
Mark.
Yes. Okay, I've got to bury the body. I need a...
Shovel.
Yes. Right, so I would not use this to make... I would use this to make wine, or I
Vodka.
could... Well, no, it's the fruit I would use to make wine.
Grapes.
But what else can I make out of a grape? Good. And now it's time for a brief editorial interruption. The word that got swallowed up there was raisin. Sorry about that technical bug. And, in general, I'd just like to apologize for all of the extraneous noise I've been making while handling the taboo cards in this episode. We will work on that for future episodes. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, I just want a Boston cream.
Pie.
But I want it in a small circular shape.
Ooh,
as a filling
cream-filled donut.
Right, and that is, in general, that's a type of...
Eclair?
Close. Pastry. The time ran out.
Oh.
Boom, we nailed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 that time.
Nice.
You don't have any taboo cards on your end?
I might. I would have to take a pause here and go look in the game closet.
No, it's not worth it. We'll just do one more round.
Ooh, wait. No. Hold the phone. I'm holding the phone.
Oh, I see what you're getting at there.
Okay, I'm going to try this first one, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Should I do the timer?
Yes, do the timer.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay, this is a hot liquid that you put a
coffee
bag in and you dip it, but it's a specific kind. It's a specific
Earl
kind.
Grey.
It's got a color
English breakfast
in the name.
Peppermint tea.
It's got a color, Heather.
Chamomile.
Color.
Lemon tea.
It's the color of grass.
Green tea.
Yes. All right. This is something that you take at the end of a lesson to...
Test.
Yes.
Quiz.
Right.
Pop quiz.
No, you were correct the first time. All right.
Okay.
This is a canine in the wild that is fairly small.
Wolf. Coyote.
Yes.
Fox.
Okay. You find these gentlemen on big floating vessels in...
Pilot.
No, floating vessel in a large body of water.
Captain. The Navy. Sailor.
Yes.
Okay, time's up.
That was 4.
All right, should we try one more time to beat our record of 5?
Okay.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Let me do it. Let me...
Let's do it.
All right.
We're in the zone.
We're in the zone. Okay. All right. You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. On your mark, get set, go.
All right. This has got pointy objects in it that if you touch it, it will stab you and it hurts.
Cactus.
Yes. These are long and soft that you boil in water and you usually...
Noodles.
It's the other name for it.
Pasta.
The other name for it. The very...
Macaroni.
Jesus Christ. Lady and the Tramp ate this type of...
Spaghetti.
Okay, you wear this over your upper torso when you go out into when there's water coming down from the sky.
Raincoat.
Yes. Shitballs. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, another type of person that is in one of these vessels that is in the large body of
Navy
water.
SEAL.
But they steal things from people.
Pirate.
Yes. Okay.
Time.
So we got 4.
Okay, I want to get 6. So let's get this done. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
On your mark, get set, go.
Okay, this is a series that was both in written form and on the
Game
big
of Thrones.
screen. And it's a young group of magical
Harry Potter.
children. Yes. Okay. This is on your body, at the uppermost part of your body, and you
Hair.
use the olfactory sense. You use the olfactory.
Nose.
Yes. You could throw this. You play catch with it.
Ball.
Yes. Okay. You put this to send messages the old-fashioned way, and you put it on.
Envelope.
But you put
Stamp.
it on that. Yes. Okay. You drink this in the morning. It was the first thing you guessed on that last
Coffee.
one. Yes. It is a type of study of things.
Biology.
Yes. Okay.
Time.
So close.
How many?
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6. We got 6 on that one.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got 6.
We did it. We nailed it. We rocked that game. So now, the only thing left to do is to give you your free advice. Take it away, Ryan.
Come prepared to your podcast with free advice the next time you want to give free advice. Big smile.
That's great advice. Excellent. And my advice is, play more board games. They're fun.
Yeah.
Until next time, sayonara.
Chowsers.
Au revoir. Bye. I'm ready. Oh, wait. I gotta do the timer. Ready, set? Unbelievable.
That's why I did this. I did our thing.
I don't look at you when we do this.
Wow, Heather.
You're right. I should have looked at you. I set up that system and I disobeyed my own rules. On your mark, get set, go.